twice for you guys, but still it was not giving me that chance. So I was recording, I was able to record, but the sound was not there, right? So the audio was not there. So today morning I decided again to restart again so that I can share my link to you so that you can revise or watch again, right? But I will be sharing a YouTube link because it's much easier for me, all right? So today, guys, we are going to talk about basic math operations, right? Those operations we are going to see are going to be very, very important for you because most of the formulas, 90% of the formulas that we are going to see in basic statistics will be linked to what we are going to explain today, right? So they are very easy, like easy concepts, but powerful, right? So let me try first by sharing my screen. I'm going a bit fast because my wife is still kicking me out. So the internet is not really stable, the place where I am today. So I have to go a bit fast so that it won't gonna kick me out again. This is my third time. So I'm trying to record and busy kicking me out. So I'm gonna share my screen and we can start. Yes, guys. Uh, Everything will start from this particular report. As you can see, guys, we do have a bank report from 2022, 2024, right? Between 2022 and 2024, a mid-sized South African commercial bank, Ubuntu Bank, has been monitoring its key performance and customer metrics to understand financial trends, customer behavior, and loan default rates. The data science practitioner's task is to analyze the historical data and build predictive models for customer churn, loan default probability, quarterly revenue forecast, right? So this is a bank report that's gonna be given to you, that, or maybe that was given to you, right? From this particular bank. Now, your task as a data science practitioner is to analyze the historical data, is to analyze the data that will be given to you, like this one. This one was given to you. Your job is to analyze. Analyze means understanding what data is telling you, right? That is not an easy task. You know, they always say, whoever who can control data can control the world, right? So what we're gonna do now, like us as data science practitioners, is to analyze whatever that's gonna be given to us and build predictive model. Building predictive models means you are going to build a model for predicting the future, for predicting what's going to happen based on what's happened now, based on the current data, right? Looking at data that we do have, what can happen in the future, right? Customers are going to pay their loans, yes or no, right? The bank is going to make profits, yes or no, right? This is the meaning of building a predictive model, right? So that we will know. So if customers are going to pay the loans and so on, right? So this is like our job. So to analyze data and to build a predictive model. So this is how the data looks like. It's just a table, and we do have two columns, like we do have guys, you are going to work with Excel sheets that has millions of rows. Remember, like a bank, like one bank customers or 2 million bank accounts. So when you're analyzing those things, you are analyzing an Excel sheet that has 2 million rows, you see? But when we are studying, when we are doing exercises, we are trying to keep it simple, right? But if you can understand the you can do anything, right? The concept is still the same. So now, what I wanted you to do or to understand is this. So number one, first, what we're gonna do, guys, from here, we're gonna try to get what we call let me see, we're gonna do this. Yeah, my pen, okay, I like this one, big. Okay, we're gonna find first sigma x, right? What is sigma x? Remember, sigma x is the sum of x values, right? So what we're gonna do is just the sum of all these numbers. So wherever, guys, you are going to see this, it means sum of all these numbers. So it's gonna be 20 plus 10 is 30 plus 5, 35 plus 37, 35 plus 87 plus 21. So sigma x here is 93, right? 93. And for this column, you need to be able to get the sum of y, sigma y, right? Sum of y is 32 plus 16 plus 22 plus 45. That's going to be, so sigma y is 115, right? Now, knowing this, now we're going to try to get the average. We're going to try to get the mean for x, right? What is the average for Johannesburg account, Johannesburg column? So it's going to be, first, the formula is sum of x divided by total numbers or number of account, how many they are. See here, how many account? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here, we can see that we do have like 7 accounts. So it means here, the mean for x is a sum of x divided by 7. And you know already, sum of x is 93 divided by 7. So we're going to do it. 93 divided by 7, that's going to be like almost, so x bar, the mean or the average, is 13.2.29 maybe. I can stop here. Yeah. The same things, we're going to get the mean y, the mean for y, for Cape Town account. It's sum of y divided by 7 also. So it means that the average for Cape Town account is 115 divided by 7. That's going to be 1115 divided by 7. That's going to be 16 43. So for us French people, we always put comma, but for you it's dot. Huh? So wherever you see comma for me, it means 16.4, right? Yeah. For us, we don't use dots, so we use commas. But I'm used to that, yeah. But I understand you can use dots or you can use a comma, right? So this is the average for colon X, and this is the average for colon Y. So you can see that the average here for colon X is less than the average for colon Y, right? So you as a data science practitioner, you can already say something about this average. Yeah, so this is how to get the average when you got this Excel sheet. Now, let's see another thing that you need to understand. From this column, most of the time, we're gonna try to do this. We're gonna try to get X minus X bar, right? So we're gonna take each value minus the average. Remember, the average here for X bar is 13,2, right? Or comma 3 if you want. Yeah, use comma 2, it's fine. So it's gonna be like 20 minus 13,2. Then it's gonna be 10 minus 13,2, 5 minus 13,2, 7 minus 13,2, 10 minus 13,2, 20 minus 13,2, and 21 minus 13,2. And for this column, guys, when you are done here, getting like all your answers here, you can also do the sum of this column, right? This you can practice at home. So the sum of all these values here, right? Okay, so here, okay, it's not Z, I'm gonna use, oh, okay, let me use Y. So here it's gonna be Y minus Y bar. So it's gonna be 22 minus the mean. What is the mean here? It's 16,4 minus 16,4, like 10 minus 16,4, 11 minus 16,4, 5 minus 16,4, 11 minus 16,4, 11 again minus 16,4, 45 minus 16,4. And for this column again, guys, you can also try to find sum of Y minus Y bar, and you're gonna get your answer, right? So later on, you're gonna understand why are we doing X minus X bar? Why are we doing each value minus the average? Okay, let's say it's a school, it's a college, it's a university. Let's say the average result for a course, the average result for a course is 20 marks, right? Now, in order to understand the performance of each student, you can try to get the marks of each student minus 20 in order to understand the difference between those two, right? So the difference will tell you, so if a student is performing well or not, right? So if the difference between my result and the average is very huge, means there is a problem, right? So if a company pays an average salary of 20,000, but there is a worker who's making 2,000. Now you are trying to find the difference between 2,000 and 20,000 is 18,000. The average, the difference is very huge. Means there is a problem, right? This is how to understand this. So every time you are taking a value, a specific value, minus the average, you are not doing it for fun. You are doing it for you to understand something, for you to understand why, right? Because most of the time, you are going to find out that the average is big or huge, and sometimes the average is not really significant. It's right. So this is what we are doing, right? But it's not a problem for now. So I'm just explaining how to compute x minus x bar. What does this mean? What does it mean by y minus y bar? It's just a way to understand, right? Now here, for this column, we can do this. X minus x bar squared. And here, y minus y bar squared. So what does it mean by x minus x bar squared? So you take this one, 20 minus 13,2 squared. You come again here, 10 minus 13,2 squared. This is how you're gonna do it, like everywhere here. So this squared is just for us to remove the negative sign, right? And here is the same. You take this one squared, the 2022 minus 16,4 squared, like 10 minus 16,4 squared, and you do the same everywhere. And when you are done again, remember, you need also to get the sum of x minus the x bar squared, right? And sum of y bar squared, right? So sum of all these numbers here and sum of all these numbers here, right? Yeah. Now, let us go a bit down and we're gonna see. Yeah. So this is what I wanted you to understand, just how to do basic math operations, right? Even though these days everything is computerized, you don't need to do most of the tasks manually, right? But you need to understand what does it mean, right? Because most of the time the computers will do the job for you, but you need to understand what the computer does, right? What the computer is telling you, why the computer is giving you this particular answer, right? So we can carry on, right? So sometimes, like, it can just be this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and y maybe it's 2, 4, 6, 5, right? So this is just a data set collected. So x, it can be marks, this one can be courses, and so on, right? Now, they can ask you to find like sum of x. You know how to get sum of x. So sum of x is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. That's going to be 3, 7, 11. They can ask you to get the average. It's sum of x. divide by the total number. There are 4 numbers there. That's going to be like 11 divided by 4, right? The same things you can come here. They can ask you to find, like sum of y. Remember, sum of y is 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 5. And the average here is 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 5 divided by 4. That's going to be 6, 6, 12, 17 divided by 4, right? But they can also ask you guys maybe to do this, right? Sum of like x plus y, right? Very easy. It means 1 plus 2. So 1 plus 2, this one, it's going to be like this, right? Very easy. Plus 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 6 plus 4 plus 5. That's going to be 3, 6, 9 plus 9. That's going to be 9 plus 9 plus 9, 27. Right? So I'm just showing you different ways, right? But sometimes also they can ask you maybe to get this sum of x plus y squared, right? So this one means your answer is 27 squared, right? Let me change the scenario. Yeah, we are done with this one. Come down, okay. So sometimes again, they can ask you to find sum of 2x. This means what? It means 2 times, like, where is your x here? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So sum of 2x is 2 times 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. That's going to be 2 times 3, 3, 6, 10. So y is giving 6, but there it was 11. Let me check. Oh, okay. I made a mistake here. 3, 3 is 10 here. Sorry. You can see it. 10 is 10, not 11. That's going to be 20, right? But sometimes again, guys, it can be this one. Sum of 2x plus sum of y. So it's going to be 20 plus sum of y was what? 12, 17 plus 17, right? So I'm showing you different ways of doing this calculation. Sometimes again, it can be sum of x, right? Or maybe minus like sum of y, that's going to be 20 minus 17, that's going to be 3. Sometimes again, it can be a sum of x, sum of y divided by sum of x minus the x bar squared, right? They can ask you to do this, but you know already how to get this. It's 3. You divide it by a sum of x, the x bar squared. You just go back here to your column here. Okay, let's say you got already this column here at the back. yeah, you just go here, the sum of all these numbers here, right? So very easy for you to understand. Now, let me give to you an exercise that you're gonna do at home, guys. This is for you, just for you to practice. Right? I can create another, like another table, and what I wanted you to do is so you can just like practice this. And just an exercise for yourself so that you can be familiarized with this concept. And here also. Okay, so what you guys are gonna do here, it's very easy, right? I'll show you. So what I want you to do is this. What's going on with my fan? Yeah. What I wanted you to do there, you're gonna find the average here. You find the average here. You're gonna find also the average that here. Here you're gonna do this, the x minus x bar. There you're gonna do y minus y bar. And here you're gonna do this. You're gonna put your answer here. And here also you're gonna put your answer here. And here is x minus the x bar squared, y minus y bar squared. And here you're gonna do the sum of x minus the x bar squared, sum of y bar squared. And that here you can do the sum of 2x, sum of 2y, right? Just a basic exercises, just in order for you to practice and to have a good understanding. Remember, if you can do this, all other formulas will be very straightforward for you, right? So just look at this table and try to practice, right? Yes, guys, this is the end of today's session. I went a bit fast because of my internet. I'm afraid for it to kick me out again. So that's why I was going a bit fast. So my advice to you guys is to practice, practice, practice. Those concepts are very easy, but you need at least you take your pen, you try to go through all these columns just to make sure that you have a good understanding of this concept, right? And these concepts are going to be very, very helpful. Remember, thousands of guys out there, they know how to use some of the tools or platforms for analyzing data, but they cannot predict. They cannot say what's going to happen in the future. Why? Because they cannot understand the outcome, right? They cannot understand what the tools will be telling them, right? Because of basic concept, right? They never did basic statistics. They just go straight doing maybe Python, doing Power BI, doing all those other tools when it comes to analyzing data. But they forgot that there is something that is very, very helpful and fundamental that you need first in order to push your career further, right? So you can try to practice, do exercises, and we're gonna meet next week, Friday again. Hopefully my internet will be fully operational and I won't gonna have issues, right? Thank you very much. For any issue, don't hesitate to contact me.